Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. Today we're diving into a strange, scary, and downright spooky tale that will keep you on the edge of your seat. If you're into unsettling mysteries and eerie stories, this one's perfect for you. Whether you're relaxing, studying, or just in the mood for something strange to listen to. Before we jump into the story, I just want to thank you all for stopping by. If you enjoy these kinds of videos, please give this one a like and hit that subscribe button. Our goal is to reach 100,000 subscribers, and with your support, I know we'll get there soon. All right, without further ado, let's dive into today's strange and spooky tale, The Forgotten Bridge. Let's get started. I still don't know what compelled me to follow the tip. Maybe it was desperation, maybe curiosity, or maybe something darker inside me. My name is Clara Wells, and I've spent the last 5 years clawing my way up the journalistic ladder, chasing stories no one else dared to touch. But this one was different. It started with an email sent from an untraceable account. The bridge of Sable Creek isn't what it seems. If you want the story of your career, go there at midnight. You'll understand. No sign off, no explanation. It was just vague enough to be intriguing and just dangerous enough to keep me hooked. Sable Creek wasn't a place you found on tourist maps. It was barely a blip on any map at all. The bridge had gained some local infamy, a few disappearances over the years, some hushed whispers about it being haunted. Nothing concrete, just the sort of urban legend that circulates in small towns to scare teenagers. But for a journalist like me, the lack of facts was what made it irresistible. The journey to Sable Creek, the drive out, there was unsettling from the start. As the city lights faded in my rearview mirror, I felt the weight of the dark countryside settle in around me. The GPS was spotty at best, and the closer I got to Sable Creek, the more my car's radio crackled with static. When I finally reached the outskirts of the town, I noticed something odd. No streetlights, no sound except the hum of my engine, and no people. I pulled up to the edge of the bridge just as the clock on my dashboard flipped to 11:57 p.m. The bridge itself was unremarkable at first glance, wooden, weathered, and barely wide enough for one car. But as I stepped out of the car and approached, I realized how unnaturally still everything felt. No wind, no rustling leaves, no chirping insects. Just silence that a whisper in the dark. I pulled out my flashlight and scanned the area. The beam of light felt small against the vast darkness around me. The tipster had said midnight, so I waited. And as the clock struck 12, the air seemed to change. It grew heavier, denser, as if the night itself was pressing in on me. And then I heard it, a faint whisper carried on the still air. Clara, my name. My blood ran cold. I swung the flashlight around, expecting to see someone, anyone, but there was nothing. Just the bridge and the yawning void of the creek below. Who's there? I called, my voice trembling despite my attempt to sound confident. The whisper came again, closer this time. You came looking for answers, but some answers don't want to be found. I froze. The voice wasn't just in the air. It was in my head, like a thought I hadn't thought yet. Crossing the bridge against every instinct screaming at me to leave, I stepped onto the bridge. My journalistic curiosity was overpowering my fear. Or maybe it was just plain stupidity. Each step felt heavier than the last, as though the bridge itself resisted my presence. Halfway across, the air grew colder, and the flashlight began to flicker. That's when I saw it, a faint glow on the other side. It wasn't natural light. It pulsed like something alive. And then the whispers returned, louder now, overlapping, a cacophony of voices all saying the same thing. Turn back. Turn back. Turn back. But I didn't. The other side, when I stepped off the bridge, the world had changed. The forest that surrounded Sable Creek was gone, replaced by a desolate wasteland of blackened trees and ash-filled skies. The ground beneath my feet felt wrong, soft and shifting like walking on sand that wasn't really sand. In the distance, I saw figures. They were blurred, indistinct like shadows struggling to take form. As I approached, I realized they weren't just shadows. They were people. Or at least they had been. Their faces were twisted in expressions of terror. And their eyes were hollow, as if whatever humanity they once had been stripped away. And then I heard it again. that voice in my head. Do you see now? This is where your fear lives. This is where your truth hides. I wanted to scream, to run, but my body wouldn't move. The shadows turned toward me, and I felt their hollow eyes pierce into my soul. One of them stepped forward, and I recognized its face. It was my mother. The haunting truth: she had died when I was a teenager, in a car accident I'd always blamed myself for. Seeing her there, twisted and broken, brought all those feelings of guilt rushing back. "You never let go," the voice whispered. "You carry it with you, and now it carries you." The shadow that was my mother reached out, and as her hand touched mine, a flood of memories hit me. Every fear, every regret, every mistake I'd buried deep inside. And then I understood. The bridge didn't just lead to another place. It led to you, to the darkest corners of your mind, to the truths you refused to face. The escape: I don't know how long I was there, trapped in that nightmare. Minutes? Hours? Days? Time didn't exist in that place. But eventually, I found my way back by confronting the guilt that had chained me for so long. When I stumbled off the bridge and back into the real world, the sun was rising, and Sable Creek looked as unassuming as ever. The bridge, however, had changed. It was rotting, crumbling, as if it had aged centuries in the time I'd been gone, that I never wrote the story. How could I? No one would believe it. But the experience changed me. I no longer chase stories out of desperation or curiosity. I chase them because I know the truth is always more terrifying and more liberating than we imagine. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey into the Forgotten Bridge. I hope you enjoyed unraveling the mystery of this chilling and suspenseful tale. If it kept you on the edge of your seat, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Your support means the world to me and helps the channel grow. Also, share this video with your friends who love a good spooky story, because stories like these are always better when shared. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Stay curious, stay safe, and remember, sometimes paradise isn't what it seems. Take care.